Hello, my name is Betty King, and I'm so excited about today, what God is doing in this nation. A few weeks ago, I received a phone call, and the phone call was this: Prophet Chuck Pierre, I felt this urgency to come to London, and I was to create a place for him to come. I felt it quite an honor to be asked to do this, but I just knew the timing was right. So we prepared our hearts, we prepared the church, we prayed, we fasted into this event, and we are now excited as to what God is going to do today.
I believe the Lord is saying that you are just not warring over the glory of God for London or England. You're warring over the glory of God for every place the Mother Queen city has affected. And He's giving one more key shot over the next year to secure His glory in the city in a way that has not been secured. It has to come into the Arab people. It has to come into the Muslim people. It has to be a renewal.
It was a real heavy word he was releasing specifically over London. But you know what happens in London affects the whole of the United Kingdom. So it's kind of like a real significant word, not just for London, but for the nation. Before he came, I was leading a session of prayer. So we were just going through a time of repentance and reordering and really inviting the Lord to bring an awakening. And the amazing thing is when Prophet Chuck came later in the evening, he touched on that word. One of the words he had was, it's time for complacency to be broken off and for the church to rise up and keep complacency broken off, because it's a strategic season.
I want to give you a verse to use because we've got to get a spirit of complacency off of this city. It's got to come off. Really. This is so key for us to move forward into. And this is where he says there's a reign of righteousness coming. There's a reign of righteousness coming, but there's going to be consequence of your complacency if we don't break that spirit.
I do believe, in the nutshell, from what the word that he brought, it's a new dawn, it's a new day. And I believe that one of the words that he spoke about was that God is giving us as a nation, as a church, the next 9 months to prepare our hearts to turn the tide around. It's a changing of order, changing of God.
You are in the process of seeing nations that England controlled being released from captivity in the next year and rising up with the move of God. But my kingdom must go first. And you must seek my kingdom first. And I say to you, the next 40 days is so critical. For the enemy is trying to pull you back and pull this city back into a wrong alignment, a wrong governmental alignment that will affect the next 2 generations. I say to you, you are holding keys now.
Right now, I feel that, again, the church needs to open up to this important gift, the prophetic, because God will do nothing unless first He reveals it to His friends, the prophets. So we need to be open to that because it's part of God, it's part of the church, it's part of the body of Christ, and we need to be open and healed to receive what God is saying.